again. This is Phil Indris, and you're watching the BBC podcast. Today, we're talking about a very special topic, and that is how the sports memorabilia industry has influenced the card industry today. We're here with Steve Hart, owner of Baseball Card Exchange, and sports cards are not how they were when we were a kid. Just the cardboard and a piece of gum. It's changed quite a bit.
Yes.
And as we've talked about before in modern, in other episodes, in modern unopened, there's a lot of different kinds of cards that come out of packs. There's the color, there's the numbered cards, but then there's also the
autographs. And the relics with parts of a jersey or a bat, even shoes, everything.
Right. If anyone's watched the BBC podcast, you know that I love autographs. And it's always cool to see autographs come out of packs and game used cards. It seems like there is a love that people have inherently for sports. Obviously, they're opening packs of cards, but they want to bring the game closer to them, a piece of the game closer to them.
Right.
And so there's no doubt in my mind that the sports memorabilia industry has influenced the sports card industry.
Yeah, from what I understand, in our retail store location, we have tons of people coming in, always looking to pull autographs, relic cards, autographed relic cards. How do you feel about a pack-pulled, pre-manufactured autograph card versus getting one in person, or maybe even just a card that has been signed by the athlete?
Yeah, that's a good question. I'm not really torn between the two. I think where I've always loved to get autographs in person. The only problem with getting autographs in person is it may not be the exact place you'd want to get an autograph. So you might be talking to someone, a baseball player, as they're walking out of the field, and he gives you kind of a sloppy autograph. So two things. One, I like pack-pulled autographs. I think they're really cool. But for me, I would differentiate between pack-pulled autograph on card and one that's a pack-pulled autograph with an autograph on a sticker affixed.
Yeah, I've heard that before, that people prefer the autograph on the card. If they want to be closer to the game, they know the player held the card and signed it. Towards a sticker, they may have just mass-produced 100 stickers one day in their living room and then ship them back to the card company, and then they stick them on the card.
Yeah, a couple things I've noticed with stickers is that, in my opinion, it seems like the autograph fades quicker on a sticker than it does on the actual card. Now, you could, I'm sure there's exceptions to the rule, but for the most part, to me, it seems like a signature tends to disappear on a sticker quicker than it does on an on card.
On a sticker too, can the pen leave the sticker? Oh, yeah. And off the edge? And then when it's put on the card, maybe it's missing part of the loop or something?
Yeah, we've seen some really bad autographs on stickers.
Okay.
If you go to basketball, you have this, a 7-footer trying to, with his big hand trying to sign a little sticker. It's very hard for a guy to keep his strokes inside that sticker. And then there's other, athletes that sign bigger anyway. You can go to a guy like Dennis Rodman. I've seen some of his autographs on stickers, and they're just like, they look horrible.
Of course, today's athletes, I see a lot of stickers signed. It's just their first initial and a line. So it doesn't take them long at all, and they get it done with and on their way.
No, I mean, they're not teaching cursive anymore in school, and so we can see that in today's cards for sure. I would say that even some athletes are getting totally away from signing stickers altogether. There's some guys that will not sign a sticker because they cannot take control of what that sticker goes on.
Okay, I see.
And so, obviously it makes sense. I wouldn't want to approve, say for instance, if you've heard of the fight, Julius Erving and Larry Bird.
Okay.
Well, they're actually friends now. They don't want to see that. A card made with a sticker of them, a dual autograph,
Okay, yeah.
So some of these athletes are really saying, I don't want to sign stickers anymore. And the reason why they use stickers today is because it's easier. You know,
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
card companies, the process of coming up with art and design and then production of a card that's a lot of work, a lot of planning, a lot of prepping.
I just noticed one of our breakers pulled a autographed Ricky Henderson card,
Oh, right. Okay.
and he passed away more than a year ago. And this was a brand new product.
Brand
So
new
like you
product.
said, that had to be prepped
Prepped.
at least a year ago.
And so you have the prepping of actually manufacturing the card. So getting the text correct, getting the design correct, getting the card produced. I mean, they have to do that sometimes a year in advance or maybe even more for certain products. Then to get an on-card auto, you have to coordinate with the player and the player's agent, and you have to coordinate a date in which those
Time,
items
yep,
will be
exactly,
signed.
when he has the time.
When he has the time, you have to send those cards out. So it's a tremendous amount of work.
Okay.
You look at products like Bowman,
Okay.
where you have, I mean, there might be 200 guys or more that sign cards in that particular product. Just the coordination and the logistics and the timing.
And wouldn't a lot of those guys, like from the Dominican and stuff, even make it more difficult?
I mean, it potentially could. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure there's some shortcuts. I'm sure they know people that know people, and I'm sure they have some kind of process to get it done. But nonetheless, there's always one. There's always maybe five that are going to be difficult for one reason or another. You and I are both Cubs fans. For example, Moises Ballesteros. This will be his, I think it might even be considered his rookie year still, but this is his second year in the bigs.
Okay.
He was stuck in, I believe, Venezuela the last couple weeks. He's late to spring training.
Okay.
Well, what if he needed to have cards signed by Topps or Bowman that were mailed to him at the spring training facility? There's always going to be a delay somewhere. And this is where stickers...
Maybe that accounts for redemptions too.
Oh, absolutely. This is why there's delays and redemptions, but this is why stickers were the shortcut. You just pay them one time to sign 10,000 stickers. You can use those 10,000 stickers
Over
for the
years.
next 2 or 3 or 4 years.
Yep.
So the hobby has really turned into, searching for cards that have on-card autos, which I know this is a big opinion, but I very rarely ever have a card that has a sticker auto in my collection.
Okay.
If it has a sticker auto in my collection, I can think of one Mike Schmidt card I have. Well, I bought it because it had a cool patch.
Okay.
And so the sticker was sort of secondary to me. It didn't mean that much. The autograph didn't mean that much, but I liked the patch and it was a reasonable price. And I thought I'd buy it and keep that in my
It
collection.
seems to me that, I may not have very good knowledge of this, but people possibly can switch those stickers from one card to another, maybe that has a nicer patch or something. Now, I don't know how difficult it is today. I've heard of it happening, decades ago, but that would be something that would concern me also.
Yeah, you're always concerned about sort of the continuity of the stickers being passed from hand to hand to hand. What stickers are not going to make it to where they need to be, or could these stickers have been signed by somebody else? I guess you could think about that too with on-card autographs, but stickers, in my opinion, will probably go away altogether in the next 5 or 10 years in cards. People just don't want them as much as they want on-card autos. And if you're going to get an autograph of a star in a LeBron James or a Steph Curry, you don't want it to be on a sticker. You just don't. And again, I think athletes are becoming more restrictive of what they sign, where they sign, and what their name or their brand is associated with. And so they're kind of guarding what their items are that are going to be signed.
I notice watching my guys when they do breaking. Sometimes when they get a bigger hit, they'll put it in the background to show people. And somebody will enter the room and say, "Hey, I just showed up here. I can see a Mike Schmidt autograph in the back. Is it on sticker or is it on card?"
Correct.
It's the first thing they want to know. So,
yeah, first thing you want to know, and this goes back to your original question of what I liked collecting, whether it be an in-person autograph or a pack pulled autograph. For a few years, I mean, I was almost exclusively, still pretty much am, in-person signed cards because I do not like stickers in the least bit.
Okay.
And then you know that I've collected sets. I like to put together in-person signed sets. So
No, very popular.
very popular,
Especially,
now.
I mean, 60s, 70s, 80s, lots of people made attempts to complete them then and even finish them up now.
Man, the market is surging on them right
Yes,
now. The
yep.
market is just
I see
absolutely
basketball
going crazy.
prices, early Fleer, early Star basketball,
the roof.
unbelievable.
And what's going to happen, and there's a lot of guys that are now putting together the 83, 84 star set, 84, 85, and 85, 86. But you've got a lot of guys, unfortunately, that are deceased.
Got to
in
be a
that
lot
set.
of deceased players in there.
And so
How many
now,
deceased players are in the 86 Fleer set?
I have lost track, but we're probably 20 plus now.
Okay, yeah, that's 15% of the set.
Yeah. It's quite remarkable that many guys have passed, unfortunately, from those sets. But I have seen, even like a guy like Bill Walton, I've seen aftermarket stickers go on his original card because he's passed away.
I see. Okay.
And this is a guy that passed away, I think, less than 2 or 3 years ago now, where there's all of these stickers that are going on these cards from Bill Walton just because someone wants to complete the set.
Okay.
To me, that's cheating. That's not the real thing. You have to find one where he actually signed.
I see
the exact
Perez
card.
Steels with that are obviously impossible to be signed, where people will take a cut and put it in the the card.
Right.
And I guess if that's what you like and that's your thing, that's great. But
I can handle that more than I can handle a card that was not impossible to be signed.
Okay, yep, that
Such
makes
as
sense.
Bill Walton. I mean, Bill Walton signed a bunch of those cards.
Okay.
I did a couple signings with him myself. I know he signed a bunch. But, guys that they're going to have a hard time, finding that passed away. This is before stickers. So they might have to get creative with maybe index cards or some other kind of customization. But to me, stickers is probably cheating. I like on-card autos, always have. One of my favorite sets is the Autographics basketball set in the 90s. Just beautiful set.
And that was early.
It was early.
An original idea.
It was an original idea. What an amazing set that is to me. Signed in blue ink or black ink, then numbered to 50 on some of them. Just a great set. I've never put it together myself. Always been a little too rich
I
for
would
my
say
blood.
it wasn't the original
No.
first issue, but just a new insert that was pretty, original in itself.
Right. Yep. No, the original was probably. I mean, you got to go back to like Don Russ Elite.
Yeah.
Where you had like Sandberg on a card and Cal Ripken on a card.
Yep,
that
Will
was
Clark, yep.
1991. So that's one of the originals. Score put out some
Mickey
cool
Mantle
art.
card.
Mickey Mantle
Stan
card.
Musial.
Yeah. Upper Deck. Had
Yeah,
that.
1990.
Yeah, had that.
Already had a high numbers. Find the
Nolan or that's 91 maybe.
Yep.
Yeah.
Those were probably the originals.
Yeah.
The early Upper Deck ones.
Right. Early Upper Deck. Find the Nolan. Find the Ted.
Find the
I
Aaron.
believe.
Find the Bench.
Yep.
Find the Peyton.
Yeah.
That's a really cool one.
Yep. The Walter Payton, which we just bought one, I think.
Yep. Marino.
Yep. So all of those things, I mean, it was obviously a hit. And today, the reason why there's more autograph cards today is because the logistics are much more possible now. Getting hold of agents, getting hold of the players, and knowing where to send them. I'm sure the Major League Baseball Association plays a big part in that, and NBA Players Association, and so on and so forth.
I remember we had an autograph signing at the store, and I can't remember who it was with. But when our time was up, the agent then had to do some work for Topps.
Sure.
And did it right in our office.
Sure.
I think he handed him a stack of cards or a stack of stickers, and he finished up the work right there.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I was at Dominique Wilkins' house doing a signing a few years ago, and that particular time I was asked to help out with this particular signing. And I was the only one doing it, so did all the on-card, in-person stuff. And then I had, I think, 3,000 stickers that he had to sign. After that, let's say that the autograph deteriorated quite a bit when we got to the stickers. And then be a lot of smears too when it happens, and imperfections, so on and
Are
so
the stickers close to each other
forth. Pretty close.
on the whatever they?
Pretty
do?
close.
Okay.
Pretty close. Yeah. It's
I did see an image once of Caitlin Clark signing Panini cards.
okay.
And all the Panini cards were stationed, the actual card, not sticker, were staged all on a piece of whatever, like cardboard, all staged and ready for her to go so she can go from one to the other.
Absolutely. I mean, just the everything that goes into getting these athletes to sign is a lot of work. Have you ever dealt with athletes, it's hard to work with them, not necessarily because they're difficult to deal with, but because their schedules are so very busy. And then an injury could change their schedule completely. You know, they were going to do the signing in Scottsdale, but now they're injured and they're still working out in Miami.
Okay, yeah.
So now you have to sort of figure out how to make that work. I do think that on-card autos are always going to be collectible. I think people need to be really mindful of how they store them, how they keep them out of the sunlight so the autograph doesn't fade.
I've got some original Albert Pujols finest 01.
Oh, yeah, right.
And they're almost gone on some of them.
Yeah, they will go away. That was a year that they would certainly fade. I've got a couple autograph cards myself that are really that I really love. It means something dear to me, like a Topps Now Cubs cards.
Okay.
And I have to kind of keep them out of sunlight.
Yeah, you can't enjoy them as much because you got to keep them in a dark spot.
Yeah, you kind of got to take them out. Yeah, but I mean, even other cards fade too that don't have autographs. You can. I saw, I think it was a PSA 8 or 9 of Mickey Mantle. I mean, it was an expensive card. Well, the guy kept it out in his room, and it's faded horribly now.
I notice once in a while in our eBay store, we'll sell a baseball that hasn't sold for 6 or 7 years. And when one of my guys goes to pull it, the autograph's almost gone.
Oh, yeah. Yep, that's right. Yeah. Autographs, yeah, the good and the bad, which is another point. Pack pulled versus in person. You sort of, I've seen card companies struggle with the type of marker that they use.
Okay.
There are markers that are better than other markers. There are things that I would never use on a card that sometimes card markets or card companies make the decision to put on a card.
Okay.
Well, these markers will fade quicker. So, guys that are autograph enthusiasts like myself know sort of which markers to use and which not to use.
Okay.
Maybe we could talk about that in a different show, but there is something to be said with using the right marker on the right card.
Interesting.
Yeah. So that's about all for today on autographs. Hope you enjoyed this show. If you're an autograph enthusiast, comment below. Let us know what your best best pack pulled on card auto you have that you ever bought or ever got out of a pack. Mine, Michael Jordan. Yes, I got a Michael Jordan out of a pack. Very cool. Do I have it today? No, I don't. Should have kept it. Anyway, that's enough for us today. We'll see you next time.